Hey everybody, Derek here from Bomb Socks with more Bomb Bites, where we feast upon the words of Christ and we do it one bite at a time. So this week is sections 85, 86, and 87. And there's some cool little things there. It's a little disjointed. There's no real flow to it, no real storyline, but there's some cool little principles that we're going to talk about. So I want to start off with section 85, verses 1 and 2, because there's something that's kind of cool here, cool little principle. It says, "It is the duty of the Lord's clerk, whom he has appointed, to keep a history, a general church record of all the things that transpire in Zion, and of all those who consecrate properties and receive inheritances legally from the bishop, and also their manner of life, their faith and works, and also of the apostates who apostatize after receiving their inheritances." So they want to make sure they get that in there as well. So in the Come Follow Me manual, one of the things it says here, it says, "It is good to keep a history." And I really like that. The history described in verse 1 recorded the names of those who had received inheritances legally in Zion. However, this history was more than just administrative. It was also a valuable record of the saints' manner of life, their faith, and works. Are you keeping a personal history or a journal? What could you record about your manner of life, your faith, and works that might be a blessing to future generations? And how might this history be a blessing for you? Well, one of the most prolific historians in our church history is a man by the name of Wilford Woodruff. Here he is here. Wilford kept a history religiously. From the moment he joined the church, he kept a journal, and it was wonderful. In fact, let me show you an example of one of the years that Wilford wrote about. Among the fruits of his labors listed for the year 1840, Elder Woodruff included these details. During the year, he traveled 4,469 miles, held 230 meetings, attended 14 conferences, baptized 336 persons, and assisted in baptizing 86 others, confirmed 420 persons and assisted in confirming 50 others, ordained 18 elders, 97 priests, 34 teachers, 1 deacon, blessed 120 children, administered to 120 people who were sick, helped gather 1,000 pounds, in money there, to print the Millennial Star, 3,000 copies of the hymn book, and 5,000 copies of the Book of Mormon, and to assist 200 members of the church to emigrate to Nauvoo in Iowa. Wrote 200 letters, received 112 letters, and faced 4 mobs. I don't know about you, but I'm reading that, and it's awesome. I love that. Much of what we have by way of church history is because of Wilford Woodruff. But it's kind of exhausting to read that as well. You're like, okay, I don't know how I can keep up with that. So I wanted to take a different approach here. I went to YouTube and I just started looking up how to keep a journal. I wanted to see what other people maybe who are not of our faith, that thought of this. Because again, we don't hold the market on goodness when it comes to learning how to do good things. Some people have some great ideas out there. And I saw this video. It's simple, but I love the way it describes the importance of keeping a journal. So watch this.
Are you a serial notebook abandoner who's going to journal for real this year? Or are you a first-time newbie who wants to start a diary? No matter what your motivations are, writing in a journal doesn't have to be a process that takes hours. In this video, we'll share 5 low-effort ways to start and keep journaling in 2021. Journaling shouldn't be a stressful experience, but so many people feel anxious when they see an enormous page that has to be filled with writing. If you've experienced the fear of the blank page before, it's okay, we got you. An excellent solution to this problem is to use a special journal that dedicates a page to the same day over successive years. Each day only gets a small, defined space to fill in. You can journal every day without feeling overwhelmed by how much you have to write. As an added bonus, you can read entries from previous years on the same page to see how much you've grown. Line-a-day journals come in dated and undated varieties. Undated diaries like these by Apika and Midori are available in 3- and 5-year versions. You can start writing in these diaries whenever you like, though you have to write in the year for each entry. Hobonichi's dated 5-year Techo has all the dates filled in for you, but starting late will have you skipping pages. While we're talking about the fear of the blank page, this deceptively simple tip can make it easier to write. Rather than using a large journal with too much real estate, downsize to a smaller notebook that's easier to fill. An A6 notebook like this one from Midori is half the size of an A5 notebook. You could even pick up a set of pocket-sized field notes to always have on hand. Instead of writing out elaborate journal entries, opt for something short and sweet. It's also useful for those who find it difficult to write an hourly play-by-play. Choose small events that change frequently. For example, you can keep a simple log of each day's weather and meals. If you enjoy crafting, tabletop gaming, or letter writing, you can record brief updates around your hobby. A quick, simple entry is also a great way to warm up your writing muscles. If you feel like you have more to say at that point, your journal is already open, so you can just jump right in. You don't actually have to write to keep a journal. It might actually be easier to keep consistent entries by turning diaries into visual experiences. Scrapbookers can glue found objects and ephemera into a notebook. Artists can draw simple 4-panel comics to remember something funny or interesting that happened. You could also write short entries and decorate the rest of the page with washi tape and stickers. If you're not sure what to write about, a list of journal topics and prompts could be the inspiration you need. You'll need to plan ahead for this tip, but it's also really easy to do. Just jot down interesting prompts when you see or think of them. Write them down on an index card or sticky note so it's easy to move the prompts from page to page. To get you started, here are some topic ideas. Just use the ones you like.
Again, just some simple things. Sometimes I think we overwhelm ourselves with what we have to do. Not everybody is a Wilford Woodruff in keeping a journal, but I think sometimes just the simple daily things, or just a consistency to our lives. I think that right there will bless the lives of our posterity. One of the reasons that we're doing these BOM-BITES videos is someday I know it is going to be something that my children's children can look back on, and it becomes a little bit of a record keeping of sorts. Again, I've said this before, and I'll say it again. How you keep a journal and a history doesn't matter. That you do it does. So if you can figure out whatever works best for you, some of you do it through social media, some of you do it through scrapbooking, photo journaling, it doesn't matter. But you can bless people's lives, your own and your future posterity that don't even know you yet. They'll know you someday as you do this. So anyway, I love that. It is good to keep a history. Hey, thanks for watching, thanks for subscribing, and thanks for sharing. Godspeed. See you tomorrow. Bye-bye.